Hey, welcome to the Nursing Dose with your host, Dr. Farah Laurent. Today, I want to talk to you about struggling to get an interview. I talk to so many new nurses all across the US, specifically in big metropolitan cities like San Francisco and New York City, and they all tell me the same thing. They say it's rough, it's been tough, I'm struggling, I can't seem to even get to the interview stage. So, this is why I'm doing this episode today because I'm going to share 3 tips that nobody will tell you. And if you implement this, you are more likely to get an interview. How do I know? Because my paid clients in my coaching program actually use these 3 tips and my frameworks and strategies to get hired faster. Okay. So I'm going to break it down in just a moment. For those who are interested, I'm hosting a free webinar today at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you are in the California area, it's going to be at 10 a.m. PST. So if you happen to be watching the replay, there is time to still sign up. If you're not watching this live, simply go to the link in my bio if you're on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube and sign up. Or you could simply go to newnursejob.com and sign up for that webinar there. Okay. So shout out to everybody that's joining me here on TikTok and on all the different platforms. So I'm going to get right into it. For those who don't know me, my name is Dr. Farah Laurent. I'm a nurse career coach, a podcaster, author, keynote speaker, been featured in multiple media such as the Jennifer Hudson Show for the work that I do with new graduate nurses. I've guided over 200 nurses to land their dream role in specialty areas like the ICU, the ER, NICU, labor and delivery, psych, you name it, all over the US and Canada, okay, in record time, in less than 3 months, while their counterparts are typically waiting anywhere from 6 months to 9 months to potentially 12 months, okay? I literally spoke to someone yesterday that said it's been about a year and that she's been applying and that she hasn't had any interviews, 0 interviews in a year. So if you don't want to be in that situation, definitely listen to these next 3 tips, listen to the end. And of course, if you are currently feeling stuck and in this situation, this episode is definitely for you. All right, so let's get into it. Number 1, my biggest tip is visibility. Okay, I literally just shared a video yesterday on TikTok, and I did a whole live about this, about visibility, the importance of being visible as a nursing student and also as a new nurse. You're probably thinking, what is she talking about? Visibility. Okay, so when I talk about visibility, I'm talking about 2 types of visibility. Number 1 is online visibility and then in person. But for this segment, I'm going to focus on the online visibility. So what does that mean? That means you have to create yourself a LinkedIn account. LinkedIn is number 1. Most people are sleeping on LinkedIn. Some new nurses don't even have a LinkedIn account. Okay, so why would you not be on the number 1 professional platform where all of the recruiters hang out, all of the hiring managers hang out? That is the place to be. So you have to be physically visible on LinkedIn. So what does that mean? That means when people are searching your name, you should show up and have a LinkedIn profile. Okay, on that LinkedIn profile, it should all be filled out. Okay, there should be a photo of you, which is part of that visibility. What do you look like, right? Have a photo, have a description about what you do, what specialty area you're interested in nursing, what you've done, and a little bit also about what you do outside of nursing so that you can really show the whole person. Most candidates sound and look like everybody else, and that is the issue. They don't stand out. So visibility will make you stand out. So that is one way, is to create a LinkedIn profile, and create a LinkedIn profile that is filled out, that is optimized, has all your education, all your certifications, and that stands out from the rest of the LinkedIn profiles. So your headline is important, the banner is important, and then to take a step further, you actually need to be visible in terms of posting content. But just posting content as a nursing student or a new grad is not enough. I highly recommend that you actually start posting video content. We know all of these platforms now, like TikTok, Instagram, and even LinkedIn, are pushing video content. Why? Because that is probably the closest thing to them meeting you in person. If you are trying to be visible on a platform like LinkedIn, you need to show up so that people get to know you. Okay? So if you're posting videos about your experience, let me give you an example. Let's say you just recently passed your NCLEX. Instead of just posting, hey, I passed my NCLEX, here it is. I see this all the time. And some of you might be guilty watching right now, but it's okay. It's all right. Right? You post that you passed. You're like, oh, I passed in 85 questions. And da-da-da-da-da. And you just like put the little photo there. How about you go beyond that and actually record a video of yourself and say, hey, I just got my results. I passed the NCLEX. I'm so excited. And tell them a little bit about you and why you're excited that you finally passed your NCLEX. Tell them about your journey, why you went to nursing school, what is your why story behind going into nursing, what impact do you want to make, what population do you want to work with, and why it's important to you. Imagine putting a video out like that instead of just putting, hey, I just passed my NCLEX, right? That's one piece of content, one way that you can appear more visible. Now, if a recruiter sees that, they're more likely to probably connect with you. And if a recruiter goes on your page, they'll know a little bit more about you. And you might have several videos up there, okay? And one thing that I always tell my clients is to create a introduction video on LinkedIn that they can put in their featured section. That means not only will it be in the feed when people are scrolling through, but it'll also be in the featured section at the top, because 95% of recruiters will look you up before they call you to an interview. Okay? So it will increase your chances of getting called to an interview, which then leads you to potentially getting into that residency program or that specialty area that you want to get into. Okay, so that's number one. That's the first tip, is visibility. If you're just joining me, I am talking about how new nurses can stand out in the job market and how they can actually get to the interview stage. And I'm sharing 3 tips. The first tip I just shared is visibility online, which I am emphasizing the importance and the power of showing up on LinkedIn, not just doing posts and like written posts, but actually showing your face on LinkedIn, whether it's sharing photos of your nursing journey or actually doing videos of yourself. Okay. So that's number 1, is showing up on LinkedIn and being visible. That will definitely increase your chances of actually obtaining an interview. Okay. So that's tip number 1. If you are finding this super valuable, then I invite you to come join me today. Literally in an hour and a half, I will be doing my live webinar called the New Nurse to Dream Role webinar. How do you get access? Simply click the link in the bio on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and you can come and join me live today at 1 p.m. Eastern. Okay. If you're on the Pacific Coast PST time, it'll be 10 a.m. PST for all my Cali people. Come join me live. I will share more tips, more strategies, and dive deeper into these topics of how you can actually land your first nursing interview and how you can actually get an offer in your preferred specialty. Okay, let me know if you've signed up, anybody that's here on TikTok or anyone here on LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, put it in the chat if you signed up for the webinar, okay? NewNurseJob.com. Go straight there, sign up. There are limited spots. So if you sign up now, you'll definitely secure your seat. If you don't sign up, then you'll have to wait until the next one. Okay. So go and sign up now. Link is in the bio. And you'll get an opportunity to hang out with me and ask questions at the end of the webinar. And if you stay until the end of the webinar, I will actually be sharing my coaching program. And I actually just added a couple new features to my coaching program. Again, this program is not for every new nurse. You have to meet criteria to get into this program, but you are welcome to stay till the end and hear more about it. And if you are interested and you do meet criteria, you will have the opportunity to book a one-on-one consultation call to hear more about my new Nurse to Dream Role coaching program and to see if it's a good fit for you. Okay. So that was tip number one, was visibility will get you to the interview phase and eventually get you hired into your preferred specialty. Okay. So number one, visibility, preferably on LinkedIn. Okay, is my biggest strategy for you. Number two is branding. Okay, how do you show up in the world? Particularly, how do you show up online? How do you show up in person? How are you showing up? Let's say you go to a nursing event, right? Somebody invites you to a nursing conference or a nursing event, okay? How are you showing up to that event, okay? Part of that personal branding that I infuse into all of my content, the program, the course that I have, stems from personal branding. Nursing students are probably like, what are you talking about? And new grads are like, what do you mean personal branding? Isn't that about business? But no, this is what I failed to realize as a new nurse. As a new nurse, I didn't know anything about branding. I didn't even know that I had a personal brand until later on in my career, when I started dabbling into business, learning about business, I figured it out. I was like, the reason that I was not getting promoted as quickly as I should have, because I had all of the certifications, the degrees, the knowledge, the expertise, everything, is because I was not managing my personal brand. So here's my gift to you. Learn about personal branding. I'm going to break it down right now and know why it's important for you to start managing that brand. And what does it mean? Like I said, how you show up in the world. So what are you wearing? How are you speaking? How are you connecting with others? And how do other people remember you? How would they describe you to someone else? When you come to mind, what do they associate you with? So for me, they'd be like, oh, Dr. Fair Laurent, she's a nurse career coach. She helps new nurses land their dream job in less than 90 days. She creates a lot of content on YouTube. She's a keynote speaker. I really like her vibe. She's fun. She's bold. She tells it how it is. She's direct. And then even in my image, right? She likes to wear fun colors. And some people will say I'm loud. That is all part of my personal brand, right? So how do you want to show up in the world? What values do you want to demonstrate? And what do you want people to think about you? So whether you're a nursing student or a new grad, you have to take into consideration this personal branding. So investing in the right outfits when you're going to events, presenting yourself with confidence in not only the way you look, but also the way that you speak, and having that essence about you, like, hey, I'm a top candidate. You should hire me for this position. That confidence, that essence, it comes through, really being self-assured. And how do you become more self-assured? By knowing what you want, having clarity, and also knowing where you want to go. Having that conviction is all part of personal branding, because if you don't know your values, you don't know what you stand for, you don't know the type of person you are, it's going to be very hard for you to demonstrate these values and be in alignment and act accordingly. Okay. So personal branding is very important. So really easily it starts with the image, how you show up, what you wear, and what you speak, how you speak, what you speak of, and what you value. Okay, I know I said a whole sermon on right here on personal branding, but it is very important. Okay, so even when you go to your clinical rotations, the way you show up at clinical is going to be very important, because if you start managing that personal brand right then and there at clinicals, you could essentially be creating a perception for the nurse manager, like, hey, I want this new nurse on my team, because of this, and the other. Okay. So that's tip number 2 is personal branding. And again, if you're just joining me and you happen to drop by, you're like, what is she talking about? My name is Dr. Farah Laurent. I'm a nurse career coach. I've helped over 200 new nurses land their dream role in preferred specialty areas like the ICU, the ER, NICU, L&D, you name it, with my frameworks and strategies and all of my tips. And I invite you to join me today at 1 p.m. Eastern. The link is in the bio. I host a free webinar called the New Nurse to Dream Role webinar. And in this webinar, I go and dive even deeper into these frameworks and strategies and tips on how you can actually get interviews if you've been struggling to get interviews as a new nurse, if you keep getting rejection after rejection and you can't seem to get your an actual job offer, and not just any job offer, but the offer that you really want, then you need to be at this webinar. Okay. It's not recorded, so you're not going to get the recording. You have to show up live to get all the information, to hang out with me, and of course, to get the gems. It's at 1 p.m. Eastern. It's not too late. You could still sign up, but once the spots fill out, you got to wait until the next time. How do you sign up? Go to newnursejob.com. Again, newnursejob.com. Sign up or go to the link in the bio. For anybody that's watching the replay, or maybe if you're in the California area, it's going to happen at 10 a.m. PST today. Let me know if you've signed up in the webinar. If you've signed up for the webinar, let me know in the chat. And let me know if you have any questions or comments about the job search strategy, what you've been struggling with. Because I talk to nurses all the time and they're like, oh my goodness, it's, so hard. It's a struggle. It's so competitive for new nurses. But literally, I am dropping the tea, giving you the gems, the tips on how to get to that interview stage. So come to the free webinar. It's happening in literally an hour and like 20 minutes. Okay. So tip number 1 was visibility, literally showing your face, showing up, being active on LinkedIn. Number 2 was working on your personal branding, how you show up in the world, how you want to be remembered, how people perceive you, and how you can start managing that personal brand by the way you show up, the way you speak, what you wear, the values, how you demonstrate. All of that is important, specifically if you are a nursing student in your last rotation, in your clinical rotation. That is the time that you should be managing your brand and really ramping all this up so that you can actually get to the interview stage. Okay. And I've helped many new nurses, including nursing students, actually secure positions before they even graduate. Okay. So it is possible. Yes. Even in competitive areas like New York City and San Francisco and everywhere in between. Okay. So number 3, my third tip on how you can stand out and start landing nursing interviews. Number 3 is networking. Okay. I talked about online visibility on LinkedIn, but let's take it further to number 3, which is networking. You can network on LinkedIn, which is online, but you can also network in person, which is more powerful than an online connection. Okay. Yes, you can have some really good connections. I've gotten hired directly through LinkedIn through building connections on there. Same thing with my clients, teaching them how to build connections and how to network on LinkedIn. But there is nothing like in-person connections and in-person networking. This is why I build a whole events, I do all events everywhere. I have events for nurses who want to, like I said, find their dream role and learn how to get hired faster. And that event happens to be the webinar, right? It's an online event, but it happens. I have an in-person event where I host an annual conference for nurses who are interested in business. I also host business masterminds and then little events here and there, again, like I said, for new graduate nurses, for the ability to be in community and network with other people. One connection can literally change the trajectory of your career and your life. So I encourage you to go outside and start networking. So what does that mean for you if you're a nursing student or a new grad? Go to events. What type of events? Go to nursing conferences, go to job fairs, go to organizational events. So let's say you want to be an ER nurse. You should definitely be signed up with the ENA, the Emergency Nurses Association. If you want to be a critical care nurse, you should join the AACN. Same thing with women's health. If you're interested in women's health, you should be a part of AWON, which is the Association of Women's Health and Neonatal Nurses. They have events everywhere. They have local events, national events. So I'm getting tongue-tied. You need to start showing up to these organizational events and specialty area events. Because if you want to be a critical care nurse, what better conference to go to than NTI, which is the AACN conference for critical care nurses? You're going to meet nurse managers, directors, other nurses that can literally point you in the right direction or literally hook you up with the job. If you want to be in women's health, show up at the women's health events. You want to be in oncology, join the Oncology Association and start going to their events, join their boards, go on leadership events with them, okay? And you can literally type up and Google job fair. Every week or every couple of weeks, I promise you there's a job fair somewhere in person or virtually that you can attend to. And this is how you will start securing interviews. Visibility, branding, and networking. And like I said, if you want to dive deeper into these topics, come today. I'll see you in about an hour, right? An hour and 15 minutes now. I'm hosting a live webinar specifically on these exact topics of how to get hired faster as a new nurse, how to get to the interview stage, do's and don'ts of your interviews, all the gems, all of the tea. And literally, it's going to be live and it's free. So we get to spend about an hour together where I go through all my frameworks, strategies on how I have helped over 200 nurses land their dream role. Okay, and I'm not talking just land any job. I'm talking their dream specialty, like the neonatal ICU, pediatric ICU, adult ICU, oncology, emergency department, labor and delivery, psych, you name it. And not just getting jobs anywhere, getting jobs at top hospital systems like NYU, which I used to work at, by the way, but getting jobs at NYU, like my recent client got an offer at NYU while still a nursing student in the surgical ICU. Yes, as a new nurse at NYU, the top hospital system in the nation. And places like Stanford, where they're literally getting anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000 applications for a residency program. My clients are getting there. Places like Kaiser, same thing. My past client, Lindsay, literally there was 2,700 applications. She got selected to go to multiple interviews. She crushed all of them and she landed a job at Kaiser in their nurse residency program, which is super, again, competitive. Again, places like Sutter, Northwell, New York Presbyterian, Mount Sinai, John Muir, all of it. Okay. I'm not getting any questions. Y'all are quiet over here in the chat. TikTok, I'm calling y'all out. Let me know if you have any questions. If you're a nursing student or a new graduate nurse, let me know what you're struggling with. Let me know any questions that you guys have. Same thing, everybody on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, drop it in the chat. Let me know what you're struggling with in the job search process, in the interview process. I will answer your questions, or better yet, I will take your questions and create them into content. I will either create a newsletter, a video on YouTube, or a short form video that I'll post and answer your question. Okay, and I'm always looking for new content. So definitely drop any comments or questions that you guys have. Again, I got to wrap this up because I got to get ready for my webinar that's in about an hour. And again, this is a live webinar. It's free. Go sign up now if you haven't signed up. Go to newnursejob.com or simply just click the link in the bio on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Facebook. And then for YouTube, the description box below will have the webinar link. Literally click on it, put in your information, your name, email, phone number. And the reason I ask for the phone number in there is so that you actually get a text message reminder when we're about to go live. Because if you're anything like me, I literally forget 5 minutes after somebody tells me something. So if you put your phone number, you will get a text reminder so you don't miss the webinar. Okay. And sign up anyway. Like, let's say you can't come in an hour, sign up anyway, because what will happen is once you sign up, you're signed up for the webinar, you will get notified when the next webinar happens. Okay. So again, thank you for watching. If you're struggling to get interviews, follow these 3 tips, and I promise you it'll get you interviews. It will get you nursing interviews. Visibility. Number 2, branding. Number 3, networking. Okay. And then follow my 60-40 rule. I dropped a video last time on it, and I did a whole live on it. My 60-40 method is 60% of your time you should actually be networking and outreaching online and going to events, reaching out and DMing recruiters, hiring managers, and really getting out there. And 40% should be spent on actual applications. People waste their time applying to jobs that they don't want. So that'll save you so much time. It'll cut your time in half if you are clear about what you want and you're in alignment with exactly what you want. So stop applying to jobs that you don't really want. Stop it. You're wasting time and you're getting exhausted. Only apply to the jobs that you want, and then go out there and be aggressive and go get what you want, because it's possible. Okay. So like I said, I will see you in 1 hour for those of you that have signed up to the webinar. It's called the New Nurse to Dream Role webinar. It's free. Anybody can attend. If you're a nursing student, a new graduate nurse, you can attend. Or maybe even if you are a nurse that is experienced and you're stuck, feeling stuck, you hate your current position, you're maybe working in long-term care, maybe a nursing home, and you're ready for something different. You want to move into the hospital setting or an acute care role like ICU, ER, labor and delivery. Or maybe you're like, you know what? They told me to go to med surg and I hate it. I don't want to stay in med surg anymore. I want to pursue going to the NICU, going to work with the babies. That's what I really want. Come join my webinar. It's still applicable to any nurse. Okay. Thank you for watching. See you at the webinar. The link is in the bio, newnursejob.com. Again, my name is Dr. Farah Laurent. Go check out my YouTube channel as well if you're not subscribed. It's called The Nursing Dose with Farah. You can literally just type in YouTube, Farah Laurent, Dr. Farah Laurent. You'll see my videos pop up. Go subscribe, support my channel so that I could create more wonderful videos to support new graduate nurses and help you get hired faster. All right, you're welcome. I'll see you at the webinar.